Good morning. How y'all doing today? I'm not cold. Uh, Judge Day, Eve Janoko, Jody Phillips, Clerk of Courts, Judge Floyd, and his veterans and staff of Veterans Treatment Court and our Duval community. Today we gather in respect and gratitude to retire this United States flag that has proudly flown over our courthouse. It has stood as a constant symbol of justice, service, and freedom for all who entered these doors. Through sun, wind, and storm, it represented the rule of law, the sacrifices of our veterans, and the enduring values of our nation. As we retire this flag with honor and dignity, we do so not in farewell, but in deep appreciation for all it has represented, all will continue to aspire. At this time, we'd request Miss D, Air Force retired and current CEO of Women's Veterans Ignited, to lead us in our national anthem. Air Force retired. Before us is a powerful reminder of who we are in a nation, what we stand for. These words give voice to the symbol that has flown over our battlefields, courthouses, schools, and homes. Please listen with respect as we read Old Glory, read by QM1 Brandy Campbell.
I am the flag of the United States of America. My name is Old Glory. I fly atop the world's tallest buildings. I stand watch in America's halls of justice. I fly majestically over great institutions of learning. I stand guard with the greatest military power in the world. Look up and see me. I stand for peace, honor, truth, and justice. I stand for freedom. I am confident. I am arrogant. I am proud. When I am flown with my fellow banners, my head is a little higher, my colors a little truer. I bow to no one. I am recognized all over the world. I am worshipped. I am saluted. I am respected. I am revered. I am loved, and I am feared. I have fought in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the beaches of Normandy, Guam, Okinawa, Tarawa, Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, and a scores of places long forgotten by all, except by those who were there with me. I was there. I led my soldiers, airmen, sailors, and Marines. I followed them. I watched over them. They loved me. I was on a small hill on Iwo Jima. I was dirty, battle worn, and tired, but my sailors and Marines cheered me, and I was proud. I was at Ground Zero in New York City on September 11th as cowardly fanatics attacked America. I was raised from the ashes of once proud buildings by brave firefighters, heroes who risked their lives to save others, showing all that America, although bloodied, will never be beaten. Those who would destroy me cannot win, for I am the symbol of freedom, of one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I have been soiled, burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of my own country, and when it is by those whom I have served with in battle, it hurts. But I shall overcome, for I am strong. I have slipped the surely bonds of earth, and from my vantage point on the moon, I stand watch over the uncharted new frontiers of space. I have been a silent witness to all of America's finest hours, but my finest hour comes when I am torn in strips to be used as bandages for my wounded comrades on the field of battle, when I fly half-mast to honor my soldiers, and when I lie in the trembling arms of a grieving parent at the graveside of their fallen son or daughter. I am proud. My name is Old Glory. Long may I wave. Dear God, long may I wave.
Hi, Joseph Harrison. Thank you so very much for coming. We appreciate you very much. We will now transfer the flag from our newest member of Veterans Treatment Court and a person that put this entire program together and briefed Judge Day on the program about 4 weeks ago, Command Sergeant Major Retired Bean. At this time, we transfer the flag to Army Master Sergeant Retired Motri Toshiko, Commander of American Legion Post 197, and who works in City Hall and helps our veterans get jobs. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lieutenant Colonel Retired Mose Floyd, Judge and Leader of Veterans Treatment Court, for our concluding comments. Judge Floyd.
Good morning, everyone. To all, and especially our honored and invited guests, for braving the cold to come out here this afternoon. I'm sorry I arrived a couple minutes late. I was finished up a staffing meeting, and I didn't realize I would hold up the beginning until I got here. But the flag ceremony means a lot to our veterans, and I'm sure it does to you as well. To us, respect for the flag is not just relegated to the beginning of sporting events. It's the flag is a symbol of what we all took a solemn oath to protect and defend when we joined the service. We all remember 9/11. That's why many of our vets joined the service. And many of them are in VTC right now, joined as a result of that event, or were influenced by that event. And we also have a few Vietnam veterans who are coming through Veterans Treatment Court to be treated from that war as well. We took that oath freely, without reservation, knowing that at some point we could be sent to war to actually fight, and that the result of that war could be ravages upon our own body, and that we would see others suffer as well. But we took those duties on knowingly. It's especially difficult when a soldier, sailor, airman, Marine goes off and sees a fellow unit member lose their life. It's like losing a member of the family, and that sort of sticks with you. They're not just people who they fight with, they're brothers, blood brothers. Let me also thank Judge Lance Day for making the suggestion. It is with our honor that we participate in this ceremony to retire the old faded flag that hung over the courthouse. Sir, that tells every vet in VTC that you see them and you appreciate the work they're doing to overcome the ravages of war that has been affecting them and their families. So thank you so much. Colonel David Abramowitz, Command Sergeant Major Travis Bean, QM1 Brandy Campbell, GM1 Stephanie Ruggiero, and OS2 Darius Stewart were quick to volunteer to participate in this ceremony. That's the volunteer spirit of the military writ large. We always want to serve our community, and the vets in VTC do that week in and week out. Let me assure you that resources dedicated to all problem-solving courts are well spent and benefit the local community. You see, success in these programs means that the jail's revolving doors stop revolving for those individuals because they get the treatment, the medical attention, and medication they need to function properly. Some are literally living in a world clouded by drugs and untreated mental conditions that prevent them from making proper choices in their lives. Even brief periods of probation or jail does not give enough time for them to clear their heads and participate meaningfully in a treatment program. No wonder some of their jail jackets just continue to grow thicker and thicker because they're not getting the treatment because they don't take advantage of the offshoot presented by the problem-solving courts. Success in these programs means that these individuals no longer are being warehoused at tremendous cost to the taxpayer and or out of jail causing more problems. Many of these individuals are not in a position to help themselves on their own. They need the problem-solving courts. However, successful PSC graduates go on to be tax-paying, contributing members of society. Back to VTC, where I presided for almost 9 years. You may not be aware that all veterans that apply to VTC are accepted. We and their other problem-solving courts have limited funding and resources. We can't take everyone, though we'd like to. Consequently, we can only accept a limited number of applicants. In VTC, we ensure that first that they're veterans, and secondly that their arrests, the issues that they're facing, have a nexus to their service. Either substance or use disorders that they've used to try and hide the memories that they have from their war, or to deaden the pain, persistent pain that they suffer from. Or post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Can you imagine losing a buddy on a mission and being there to see them take their last breath and there's nothing you can do to save them? Your best buddy. That will stay with you. Or traumatic brain injury. Can you imagine sitting in a vehicle that a bomb explodes under the vehicle with you and your buddies in it? The TBIs can't be seen, but they're certainly real to the veteran who has to suffer them. Or can you imagine military sexual trauma, being a sailor on a ship with a person that's assaulted you and nowhere to go for relief, and on top of that, you're being made out to be the bad guy on the ship. That will do a job on you mentally. Every veteran in VTC has earned the right to be there, has earned the right to get the treatment and get back on their feet because there is a nexus to their illnesses and their service. Now, any thought that VTC is a slap on the wrist or get out of free jail card is so far from the truth. It's a hard program. It does not preclude additional jail or going to the matrix program in the jail. The veterans see me once a week for the first 3 or so months. They also give urine samples twice a week. They're in treatment. They're doing projects around the city. They're talking to the case manager and mentors once a week. They're doing a lot of work. They put in over 200 hours at a minimum before they finish the one year minimum in VTC. Yes, a lot is required of these veterans, but they do learn to appreciate the discipline and the responsibility that VTC lays on them and reminds them of when they wore the uniform, and they really appreciate that. The counterpoint is that they also look back on the day that they came into VTC, and they're reminded of the bottom they hit when they hit that jail cell, and they don't want to go back there. Though few really want to come to court as frequent as we require them to, some do actually, they all enjoy coming together and fellowshipping with fellow vets. In my almost 9 years, we've graduated about 250 veterans from Veterans Treatment Court, and I used to be able to say on count of one hand the number that have been rearrested and convicted of anything. Recently, I've had to migrate and include my other hand, but that's still a fantastic recidivism rate. The guys that benefit greatly and gals benefit greatly from VTC, and they don't come back other than by choice. We're successful because we get veterans to engage in their military experience and in a productive and positive way. In the end, VTC graduates are sober, have a strong desire to and reason to stay sober. Many continue treatment after VTC, and many stay in touch with us. They have the toolkit to identify triggers and have proper responses to respond to those triggers. And when they graduate, they have jobs if they're able to work. They have driver's license. They have VA benefits. Some come in with no benefits and graduate with as much as 100% of the military salary for the rest of their lives. That is a great benefit to coming in the VTC. And their self-esteem shines brightly. We do great things in Duval VTC. We literally save lives. That's not coming from me. That's coming from the vets and their family at the graduation ceremonies. We have resurrected military careers that were previously doomed to sad endings. We rekindle dreams and now have graduates who have we got one who's finished up law school now, guys going to the EMT field, nurses, entrepreneurs, authors, and the list goes on. Problem-solving courts work well, and they work for all of us. Thank you, and as I tell my graduates at the graduation, you're now free to roam about the country. Thank you so much.
As usual, his talk is great, but you went over 2 minutes. This concludes the ceremony. We're getting the flag back, Judge Day. For the VTCers, anybody else, we're going to take a couple photos with the flag in front. And for the VTCers, once we're done, jury assembly room. Thank you all very much, and thank you very much for Judge Day and your entire staff for supporting this with the media and all the support. Thank you so very much, you and Miss Eve. We appreciate what you guys do. Thank you very much.